Good.
Katie, you play in Arsenal together with Stina Eriksson. Is there something that you learned about her extra since playing with her, considering, or from the last game?
Yeah, obviously from a club perspective, it's really exciting to have Stina in the team. She's a fantastic player and one I've actually played against a lot at underage level, and then obviously back in October when we played against Sweden. But yeah, she's got fantastic strengths, and one of them is obviously running in behind. There was the goal against United. She scored. We obviously Miedema played her a terrific through ball, and she kind of slotted it home. So I think that sums up Stina in a nutshell of how powerful she is running in behind and finishing on goal.
She scored a lot of goals for Arsenal since she got there. You guys, how are you going to stop Stina Eriksson when she's on the roll?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not just Stina we have to look out for. They've got a terrific squad of players, and they're not number 2 in the world for no reason. So we'll be looking to nullify a lot of them, not just Stina. But yeah, focusing on how we're going to keep them quiet tomorrow night.
Sweden's national team has a new campaign out called "How to Stop Sweden." Have you seen it?
Yes, I have seen on the jersey the how to stop them or whatever like that. Yeah, it's an interesting release from them, I guess. Obviously they're in a good place, they're on the brink of qualification, and they've got Euros coming up now in the summertime, so it's a confident move, I would say. But yeah, that's all I've got to say on that.
Has that helped you guys any in the tactical aspect? I'm looking at you.
I can say nobody has purchased the jersey.
Thanks very much to Sweden, but we have Andy.
So Andy Walter performs on this.
Yeah, to confirm we've not purchased the shirt, so.
Not yet.
No.
Thanks.
A question for Vera. Last year you proposed to the UEFA that they would look into the possibility to make room for national games during Champions League window. Has there been any development regarding this?
No, the only thing is that I've heard Severin saying something about it, that they need to look into more opportunities for the second level. The key problem is that we put so much money into the top, and that is driving away from us. I did not expect it so quickly, because it's recently that those figures are so big that the wins are 15-0 to 20-0, and even us 11-0 to Georgia, and that is something that should really worry UEFA and FIFA. And the key reason is because they've put money into the top, they've brought down the number of international games to create space for the clubs. But realistically, the second level already, they have clubs that would not go into the group stage. That means that there's one club having 2 games. Early in the season in August, that's it, the whole year. And we have handed in 6 international games and camps for that. And nobody has taken care of that. So that is why I have had a call with Nadine Kessler about that, and she said latterly that nobody ever had mentioned that to her. I was a bit surprised because all the second level countries deal with this, but that is really something, it's so simple to solve. Open the Champions League weeks up for the second level, that you can play with the only restriction, not the players that are playing in the Champions League at that week. It's very simple. Just open it so that we can play, and then you can make steps up, because all the Irish-based players have now only 6 moments a year, and they have to catch up with players who are playing at that level every week. So that is why I said that, and something needs to be done about it, and I've offered to go over and to discuss it. We'll see what happens, but I really think that for women's football it's crucial that something needs to be done to close that gap, because otherwise soon people get bored with the top also, and then it will harm our game.
But this is not only a problem for the teams that loses 15-0, it's also a problem for teams like Ireland that are...
Yeah, there's extra opportunities for the bottom countries. But nobody takes care for the countries just under the top. And that needs to be done. It's so simple to solve it, so please solve it.
Thank you.
Any other questions, Sweden? Move to the live section, Irish media. Any questions?
Yeah, pick off Gabriel.
Aaron?
Katie, this one for you on there. Just Sky this week with the advertisement campaign they've run with the TV ad for the women's game coming into such a big game. Must be a big, it's an uplift to see things like that coming out on the eve of such a big game.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we were really excited when Sky came on board. It's kind of the start of our journey now, I suppose, and to have the first ever TV advert for the women's national team is exciting. Sky actually came in and presented it to us before it went out live to public, and the girls were delighted with it. And it's a fantastic thing. Like, for us to grow the game, we need to be visible, and for Sky to obviously come on board to help. Put those types of advertisements out prior to big games like this is a fantastic thing, and obviously we're delighted with it.
Just your reaction to that, the advertising here, especially because you've been campaigning for more around the women's game, especially in Ireland, to see such an iconic moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't see the tunnel with the advertisement. Did you see it? On the other side of the airport.
I didn't see that one. No.
Such a shame, but it's amazing. It's fantastic what Sky is doing for us, and we hope that we give back enough so that we can build further. We do our best, and they've been magnificent for us.
Just one on tomorrow's game, Friday's result between Finland and Slovakia. Does that sort of change anything in your mind going into tomorrow night's game?
I wish we could. I wish we could, because let's be realistic. Sweden is second in the world, finalist of the Olympic Games, and arguably the best team in the world at this moment. We are ranked 30, so we know what we will face tomorrow, and we know that they are just a fantastic team, and especially with all the players back into the squad, full strength. Yeah, we know what we will face.
Vera, we got Katie's thoughts there on the marketing campaign. What about yours? Have you read the website? Have you bought the jersey?
Sweden jersey.
Oh, the Sweden jersey?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. What do you
I
think
just
about
answered
it?
that. Well, if I bought it, is that the one?
No, just have you read the website or any of the tactics like that?
Yeah, of course, I've seen it on social media. We have Andy, as I said. We have our own analysis, of course.
And what's your take on it? Like, do you think it's a bit of a bold move, or do you just kind of shake it off the marketing thing?
Sweden, let's not forget, Sweden is a powerhouse in women's football since the start of the game. And back in 84, 82, 82 was the first European Championship, if I remember well. And they've always been in the top. So then if you perform, then you're entitled to do those nice things. It would be strange if we would do it then, but Sweden, they're entitled to it. USA, Germany, the Netherlands now, and it's nice for the game. So well done to Sweden.
And Vera, we got the preview there. I believe you have a full squad to select from. Everyone that's travelled, so all full deck cards to go.
That gives us headaches because we need to leave 5 players in the stands. But everybody that travel is fit now, and we're ready to go.
And then Katie, just one for you. How big of a game is this? Like, it's obviously massive for Irish women's football. You go out to win every game, but would you happily take a draw? Would you go home with points?
Yeah, look, obviously we don't go out to play these games to lose. Of course we want to come over here and obviously do our best. And I'd be obviously gutted if we lost. We know in a World Cup qualifying campaign you win games and you need to get big results. And for us, it's a massive game, but we also know what we're capable of, and we'll be fully focused on the game plan going into tomorrow night, and we'll be giving 100%.
And then just a general one for both you. Sweden, I believe, have conceded just 1 goal. That's an incredible stat in its own. I suppose how can Ireland counter that?
Sweden has
conceded just 1 goal in this campaign.
Yeah. And your question is?
Yeah, just how can Ireland, I suppose, break Sweden down?
Yeah.
It's a big question.
That is really difficult. It's very difficult to score against them. So of course we have our game plan, but we are also very, very realistic in it. If we could score, that would be massive for our game.
Answer the question.
So it's just a bit of a landmark for you. Tomorrow I think it's your 20th game in charge. Just wondering how you reflect on that time, looking back at it now. Does it feel like longer?
Can I come back to my earlier question of you? 2.5 years in charge, 20 games, and I'm proud of it, and it's fantastic. But how many games did Sweden play in the last 2.5 years? 55 or so? Possibly. That says it all. UEFA, hope you listen.
And just in consideration of that then, Vera, how would you monitor the progress of the team? Like, obviously you would have liked a lot more games, but can you stand and look back now and say this team has really stepped forward, progressed in that block of 20 games?
Well, I'm really, really proud. We are all proud, players also, and the rest of the staff, that every single game we became better under these circumstances. And that shows the talent that we have in the squad and the determination that we have in the squad from the players. And that is so contagious to our staff to give us all to them. And yeah, that is what we make from it. We are growing, even though we only played 20 games in 2.5 years.
Ashton.
Yeah. Hi Vera, Ashling here from Off the Ball. It's nice to be here, and we've just seen the girls coming in just to go out for training there. How is the mood in the camp, and how is training going here in Sweden?
The mood is very good. Katie can say more about that. And we're ready to go. So we're ready for the game within the time frame that we've been given and what we can do.
For you, obviously Katie's been asked of the outcome tomorrow. For you, what is a successful outcome leaving Sweden tomorrow?
If we have given everything we can, if we've left that on the pitch and did not leave everything anywhere.
Brilliant, thank you. And Katie, for you, you made your debut back in 2015. We're now in 2022. You're not old at all. So what have you seen a big change, I suppose, since 2015 to 2022 within women's football in Ireland?
Yeah, for sure. I think I came in at a real pinnacle time. I had some great leaders in the team when I first came in. Obviously Emma Byrne being our captain at the time, and yeah, the last few years have been, obviously we've had some big moments. But where we are now, I think it's it's a real credit to all the players that have kind of fought for better everything really within women's football in Ireland. And for us now, the current generation, we need to keep fighting. We need to continue to progress the game at international level and in our league. I still obviously keep an eye on the women's national league, even though I'm in London at times, and I see how it's going. And yeah, for us obviously to get better as an international team, we have to really look after our own league in that sense as well, and support it.
And would you say this is the most exciting time that you've been involved in Irish football?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's up to us now to do our job on the pitch. We've got great support from the FAI, and there's no chaos behind the scenes or anything like that, maybe than there was a few years ago. And it's just up to us now to fully focus on what we have to do on the pitch, and obviously that's tomorrow night it starts, and it'll continue right through to September until the campaign ends.
Brilliant, Katie, thank you.
Thank you.
Just on your week preparation, how did the boys team go?
Yeah, that gave everything we needed. So we've tried a few things, and they gave the pressure that we needed. So really happy with it.
And when we spoke to you, you mentioned about Megan Campbell potentially coming in to replace Diane or Savannah. She's not around, obviously. She's got a
Her
knock.
knee swelled up after the game of Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And does her unavailabilities or the problems you have in that area, does that influence you maybe in terms of formation? Could you go to a flat back four or anything like that?
We're missing those players, of course. Everybody knows that, and we need to find a solution, and we'll see tomorrow. But I'm not a coach that is that's panicking from missing players, because we need to do it with the players that are here, and we have so much talent, and every player gives her all and will fight herself through the game. So we will be ready tomorrow with the players that we have.
And just lastly on that, is there is the goalkeeping position up for grabs, or has Courtney sort of made that her own at this stage?
Megan did fantastically in Spain, and we're growing to the starting lineup position.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Sorry.
Vera, you've had great results away from home earlier in the campaign against Finland. It'll be an even better result if you obviously got that tomorrow, and maybe spoil the party for Sweden. What would that be like if you could get back out of a result?
Well, the last part spoiling the party for Sweden, we're not busy with that at all, because this is a massive game and we have enough to face. So yeah, if you get a result here, then of course there will be magic. But what do you want to know about it?
And Katie, can I ask, tomorrow it looks like it's probably going to be near a sellout tomorrow, 14,000. Tallaght Stadium game would be maybe 8,000 going into the final qualification game. What would that be like in terms of playing in front of that home support in Tallaght Stadium?
Yeah, it'd be incredible. I think we're progressing every time we play at home in terms of the numbers. So you spoke about the Sky advert, like all those sort of things will help us and help us become more visible to the public to come out and support us. Yeah, I think having the fans in Tallaght Stadium cheer you on and really kind of keep you going until the 90+ minute is fantastic for us, and as a team we love that support and we love engaging with them then after the game as well. I think that's a really special thing, and the good connection we have with our fans. And yeah, one day I'd like to play in front of a sold out Tallaght Stadium, so hopefully we can continue to push that come September.
What about a sold out of even?
That'd be even better, wouldn't it? That's next on my list. Yeah, the people would be unbelievable as well. I mean, we're seeing it. We see, like, obviously Camp Nou and Barcelona, they're at the forefront of it now. I think they've recently sold out the Wolfsburg semi-final now too. We're playing more games at the Emirates this year with club. So yeah, maybe a women's national team game in the Aviva one day would be nice.
It's all about marketing, isn't it? We've been talking about that.
That's it, yeah, that's it. But yeah, definitely would be pretty cool.
Do you embargo, or do you want to keep it alive for something else?
Do you want to give an embargo?
Yeah.
Just only in terms of the Dublin game, what have you taken out of that coming into this game in terms of maybe positives and negatives that will influence your approach to
Well, I think everybody's seen that we've given a real good game, and we've given a real good resistance. But we also know if that own goal wouldn't have gone in, then they would have put pressure till that goal would have gone in. We also know that, so the difference was clear. But of course it encourages us that we can give a game, that's for sure.
And Katie, just in terms of tomorrow, I mean, again, looking at that Dublin game, I know like where you are ranked in the world, but you know, is it important that you feel like you belong in this company? Is that kind of a sense of where you'd like to get to as a team, that you actually belong in this company, even though they seem to be so far ahead, but that you can actually, you deserve to be on the same pitch? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we definitely have the caliber of players to be up there. We want to be a team that are difficult to play against. We want to be a team that people hate playing against, you know, and really give them that fight. And obviously, if you go back to October, I think we really showed good glimpses of how we can play as well. Yes, we can defend in a low block, but how excited we are going forward too. And we've got the Denise OSullivans, the Heather Paynes, to be able to do that going forward. So we know our qualities within the team and we know what we're good at, and we'll be taking that into tomorrow night.
Is that the key balance? Because I know they were a bit, you know, kind of annoyed with some of the stuff in Dublin, which is one aspect of the game, but also the fact that you can play it as well.
We had in the whole game five free kicks, of which 2 we thought, well, we really thought there were no free kicks. So I don't know what they are then talking about. There's no opponent in this position who only gives so few free kicks away. So
maybe they're refereeing, I'm not too sure.
no, but we know that we play with passion, but we always play within the rules. We always try to play within the rules. And if it's in the whole game only 3 times, there was just a moment that we couldn't, but there was no foul deliberately of those 3. In the whole game, Ireland against Sweden.
So that's the key balance, Katie, is marrying that kind of intensity and also the ability to play ball, keep ball, as you know, you've kind of improved in the last couple of years of doing that in terms of retaining possession.
Yeah, for sure. We obviously we play with the passion, that hard work, we play for each other, and I think you can see that if someone misses a challenge, someone's in there to obviously gain it back as well. But we also play with composure, and I think we've really grown in that the last, I would say, year. Obviously we've played a lot of highly ranked opposition, especially the early last year too. So I think that's given us some good preparation. So we'll be familiar with playing in front of sold out crowds hopefully tomorrow night, and yeah, we'll be ready for it.
Any last questions?
I did have one, Katie. In terms of the Finland game, you know, it was a vocal away support as well. You know, you're going to have that again tomorrow night. What do you tell your players, especially in the early parts of the game, you know, about composure and just making sure they're switched on to start the game off on a high foot?
Yeah, like I suppose like we're used to playing against kind of those crowds, especially away from home. The Dutch one stands out with the cauldron of orange. But when we pass that white line, we know it's 11v11, and there's 11 players, and we fully focus on ourselves and the job in hand, and I know we'll be doing that tomorrow night as well.